Yesterday on Instagram Live, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was talking about the experience of last Wednesday. I want to go to a little bit of that video.
I can tell you that I had a very close encounter where I thought I was going to die. And you have all of those thoughts where, at the end of your life, and all of these thoughts come rushing to you. And that's what happened to a lot of us on Wednesday. I thought I did not know if I was going to make it to the end of that day alive. And not just in a general sense, but also in a very, very specific sense. And I think what's really important is that, because whenever any person has an encounter where they think they're going to die and they go through that process, that is a traumatizing event. And things don't have to get that far for something to be traumatizing.
So she didn't give much more specifics about what happened, for fairly obvious reasons. But yeah, you feel it in what she's saying there, that experience about being afraid that as they were being moved through the building, they could be killed, that when they were hunkered down in that room, they're in the room and they're in the room with some new representatives who are way more philosophically affiliated with the attackers than with their colleagues that have been there for 3 days. And like, she's worried about being killed by the people rampaging through the hallways. She's in a room with a new representative who posed in ads with an assault rifle and AOC, even though she's from thousands of miles away. And the way that the right for now 2 years has demonized AOC, have focused so much of their attention on her to place her at the center of every one of their grievances against government, that many of them also, let's just be clear, have sexualized her in the way that they've talked about her, the things they've tried to make into scandals. Like, I cannot imagine how afraid she must have been. And also Representative Ilhan Omar, who they've focused on an incredible amount too, in trying to drive hatred towards them. Like, we talked about this earlier. What do you think those people storming the halls think about AOC and Representative Omar and what they would do if they could have then? And so many people on the right bear so much responsibility for the way that they've talked about those two.
Yeah, there's a bit of an obsession going on. The way that there's a lot of fanfare for AOC and the Ilhan Omars and Rashida Tlaibs of the world, Ayanna Presley's and everyone. So the way that there's that positive response, because people are like, she, I think also on that day, maybe the next day, tweeted, "I'm okay, everyone." And the amount of, first off, support it generated, and also anger that she even tweeted that, is the first thing I think about. So we know she's a fiery person. We know that she's opinionated. We know that she'll speak out, and she kind of doesn't have much fear for any of this happening. We remember the encounter she had with, I think it was Congressman Yoho.
Yes, on the steps.
On the steps, right? Where he virtually threatened her there too, right? So I don't think it's new to her, but it hadn't been in her face like that. And which made me, I don't know, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I don't want her talking about it. I gotta be honest. I don't want her saying they almost got to me or there was this moment, because that feeds, like you mentioned, they have this, the folks who hate her have this, first off, opposition to her political stances and her agenda and what she wants to do for the country. But then they also, they go to these weird tangents, like you said, sexually and her, what she looks like and what they want to do to her. All that stuff happens. And this almost feeds that, I don't know, whatever it is in them that feels satisfaction from hearing about that. Yeah, and then so they want to hear about how she almost was killed, or it was on the verge of that, she was really scared. That helps them just into themselves. I don't want them any kind of comfort or happiness or appreciation for anything that was pulled off or tried to get pulled off on that day. And I want her to be able to tell her story. I just don't want it to end up with more negative repercussions, because then more fantasies are bred from that.
Yeah, I mean, look, she's obviously always been very open, especially like that was on Instagram. On Instagram, she talks very openly about the day-to-day work of doing it, and I think that provides a real service. She needs to have security all the time, everywhere she goes. Like for the inauguration, and also all the time, because these people are insane and they're only getting more insane.
And I'm gonna go and gauge a guess that large number of people don't believe her story, think that she's out there sensationalizing it, think she's telling everybody that she was in danger because she wants to get some attention. All that I'm sure is being said. I haven't looked at any of it, but that's the kind of responses you'll get, and then they'll go, I'll go show her. I'll show her what real danger is. Like things like that, I don't want to be building. That's really my concern on this stuff.
Yeah, I saw some tweets attacking her. Like I don't even know if I like these are people that I find so reprehensible. I don't even want to mention their names. These disgusting people who are attacking her after that comment. Knowing exactly what the right thinks about her and wants to do to her.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.